Do Domingo. Hey everyone. I record my show on Fridays. So actually we're live. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. I am Lily from Lily Sin Barreras. I'm the CEO and founder of a movement. And I think I need to make this clear because I'm getting a lot of texts and inboxes trying to find out what is it that I do. I'm the creator of a movement, and the movement is to remove barriers. And the biggest barrier that we have is communications. So every Sunday, I'm here with you. We pick a topic, we talk about it. Some of the topics are chosen by you. You have sent them in. You have said, Lily, can you talk about this? Hacemos anuncios, aquellos anuncios que son bien importantes, aquellas cosas que las personas quieren hablar. We find ways to communicate with one another. Hi, babe. How are you? There's my girl. And so I hope you guys are sharing as we start today's show. Today's show is about how life gives you good moments. Cuando la vida te da momentos buenos para tu poder superar aquellos que son menos llenos de luz, menos buenos. I am doing great. I am doing great. And so some says, hey, Addie, how are you? So this topic comes to me because I've mentioned this in a lot of my lives. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my comfortable spot. Sometimes life gives you challenges, and people always say to me, well, how am I supposed to get through this? I try to hold on to the moments that were previously blessed, beautiful, that kind of stuff, which is really freaking hard to do when you're going through a hard time. And so I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of what I've learned from others and what do I use to keep me in that position. So you get news that your child is not doing well. You get news that you are not doing well. Your health is, decaying, or something happened, or the big C came to visit you, or you have to have tests done, or your house is falling apart. You had a nervous breakdown. I just recently spoke to someone who said, you and I have something in common. We were hospitalized in the same hospital. Do you deal with people that are depressed? Yes, yes. We deal with a lot of people who suffer of depression. My show is not a clinical perspective at all. I don't have a clinical background. I talk from my experience and the experience that I have with other brothers and sisters, in which we navigate the social and legal system at times, and at times we're just talking to folks. How do I earn my money is what I've gotten a lot of questions in the past, 2 months, is I do trainings, I do private settings. Hola, Angélica, ¿cómo estás? Hermosa, Dios te bendiga. We want to keep the show, when we can, as bilingual as possible. Those are my roots. I'm a Puerto Rican woman. I'm very proud of that. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, and I'm blessed in many, many, many ways. I'm a friend. I am absolutely imperfect. I love you too, mommy. I'm absolutely imperfect. Y yo soy madre, soy hija, soy hermana, soy esposa, y soy completamente imperfecta, ¿verdad? And I think we need to get more comfortable with saying I'm not perfect, because I don't know what the hell perfect means. And I don't know that I ever want to achieve that. I want to be the best version of me. But today I heard a couple of things that brought me even closer to this. Hello, hello, hello. I see Hatasha Lee. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't have my glasses on. I apologize for that. You'll see all of your comments are coming on the screen very, very soon. So thanks for following us. Tell everybody what we're doing. Every third Sunday of the month, I keep saying this, we go out to South Park and we are serving our brothers and sisters. We break bread with them. We share anything we get our hands on, from pants to underclothing to food. Food is very important to me. And so this would be the third Sunday. Pero que viva Puerto Rico. La parada puertorriqueña, the Puerto Rican parade, is active today in the city of Hartford. Congratulations. Congratulations to the committee. I know how hard this must be. I can only imagine. I've never done it. How hard this can be for them. And everybody's out there celebrating. A lot of people are out there celebrating our Puerto Rican roots, or just enjoying where we come from, and what they've learned, and the food and the vendors. So I pray that, tonight everybody can sleep. Everybody who's worked on this event, sleep and be comfortable with all the work that they have done. We talk. Your question is, what do we do? We talk. We talk about things that matter to people. We talk about topics that make people uncomfortable. We talk about everything that has to do with mental health. And I say this all the time: there is nothing in the world that doesn't have to do with mental health. So, starting with that, I really want to thank our supporters, because this movement would not happen. And you'll see some of your comments will be up here slowly but surely. Hi, Maddie, Grandma. Oh, okay. This is somebody who's my granddaughter's friend. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Here we have Wandita, who we got to spend some good time today. Let me see if I can even show her. There she is. More of Sahida or Sadrina. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that correct. Our boy Eddie, he's our household name. He's a great supporter of our mission, not only supporting our brothers and sisters, but supporting the show and the work that we do. Do you deal with people who are depressed? This is a really good question, because I will answer that in detail today. Angélica, gracias por estar con nosotros. Siempre te queremos mucho, te admiramos mucho. Yes, there will be prizes today, like we always have it. I am blessed to have my mommy close by to me today. She's originally resides in Puerto Rico, but I have her on today. Here we have a new hello that I haven't seen before. Hello to you, my love. What do you do? I already answered that question. Diana Smith, it's great to see you here. Thank you for the support. Maddie was being mean to me. She was my bestie. I'm sorry about that. That sounds like an AB conversation, and I need to see my way out of that. See, that's part of keeping your mental health. Luis wants Dina to receive a big hello. I got a thank you here. So we'll keep showing your comments, what our topic is. Like I mentioned before, our topic really is how the good times can get you through the hard times. And these are things that most people don't want to talk about, because it is hard to believe, okay, in any way. Hello, Luis, says Dina. Angelica, gracias por siempre estar contigo. So at the end of the show, what we do is we wrap it up, and you get to take a present of $50 home. And we'll ask a question and you will chime in. Please help one another. Ayúdense en el uno al otro, y por eso es que hacemos el programa. Los números continúan creciendo. I want to thank my team of Buds Ads to continue. All that fun stuff that you see, all that marketing that you see is all about them. So we're moving forward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the beautiful comments. That said, I want to talk to you a little bit. Oh, before I do that, I want to tell you about this. There is a group, a person that I have just identified through social media, and she's doing amazing work on mental health. And her place is called Estoy Aquí. I am here. And she is doing interviews in Spanish. Check out her page. I will have my team pointed out, but you can find it on Instagram. You can find it on Facebook. I'm sure she has a YouTube channel. It's called Estoy Aquí. I am here. Amazing conversations. So find those people, celebrate one another. So I wanted to start with the whole idea of perfection, right? So somebody sold this says, oh, Marilyn le estaba hablando, hola, bella, preciosa, le estaba hablando de el equipo de Estoy Aquí. Si ustedes me pueden hacer un enlace rapidito de la información de ella, se los voy a agradecer. Ella está en Facebook, se llama Estoy Aquí, and hopefully we will be able to have the privilege of having her on and talk to her about the amazing work that she is doing. Okay, so that said, le quiero dar muchísimas gracias a mi equipo, but I first want to start saying thank yous. Thank you to who I call Eddie. You'll see him around here, Edward Hines. He just purchased 5 pairs of shoes for our brothers and sisters that we will be able to disseminate, not this Sunday, obviously, because the Puerto Rican parade was there. There's no way. But next Sunday. And so he did 5. I got somebody else who did 5. So we're up to 15 of pairs of sneakers that we will share with our brothers and sisters who are in need, unsheltered, or just need a little bit of love from us. So that's what we will be doing. The other part of this is that I received a couple of questions that I didn't expect. I have no idea what that question is. So, and I won't read it out loud because I don't know what question that is. So last week we had, so people wanted me to share this. We had Kathleen Sanders, the author of The Other Side of the Wall. Okay. Unbreakable. And a lot of people have been asking me, you can pick it up on Amazon. It's an amazing book. Be in a place where you can walk through this. It is about sexual abuse. It is about a survivor, a thriver, and someone who in her 60s decides to write a book and explain her journey. So it's a great book. I have the privilege of having great authors come on and talk to us about their journey. So the reason, mi equipo, si se pueden encargar de un random videos, por favor. No estoy entendiendo lo que está pasando ahí. So just wanted to share with you guys that because of Edward Hines' donation, because of Mr. Sarah Sulo's donation, we will be able, we were just talking about you, Kathleen, we will be able to buy, we bought, I think, like 5 pairs of shorts, 10 tops, and we will be able to serve food. I want to thank you all for pouring in into our brothers and sisters. This is part of how we address the loneliness and how people feel out there. So that said, that would be this next Sunday. We're there by 10:30. We're packed. We're, ready to go. If you ever want to visit us, we are on the green, on South Side, and you can't miss us. And we try to give our all in all. So the show is really about having that conversation that a lot of people are concerned about. And we've seen it. People think it's only the pandemic. It's just been pouring out left and right to talk about mental health and what does it mean? Anything that impairs you, impacts you in your life, makes you think over and over and over and over and over about a situation, how to make a decision, so on and so forth, is your quality of life, right? So we have all these numbers that we put to life, like at 20, I have to be here. At 30, I have to be here. At 40, I have to be here. 50, I got to be here. A los 60, tengo que estar aquí. A los 70, tengo que estar allá. A los 80, tengo que estar allá. And I just wish, I pray that all of us, could take a moment and think about what does that really mean? And who set those rules? And do we want to follow the rules? I have somebody here who says, can you read me a Bible? So everybody has an opinion of how this is done. So in my case, I'm 53 years old. I've been in 7 psych units. This is really important to me to tell you. And I wanted to share with you today that if it wasn't for the love of my family, the fighter in me, the type of work that I decided to choose to get back on my feet later on after having a career, after having all of those things that supposedly put you in a good place, I would not be here today. I would not be here today. And my faith, I would not be here today. But you gotta fight with your teeth, your heart, your soul. You gotta fight. But you also have to have a tribe, a crew. Oh, sister, I'm a Christian too. You also have to have a really good crew around you. And you have to be willing to clean house sometimes and say, this is not healthy for me. And so therefore, maybe this is not something I need in my life right now. That is very troublesome for certain people because certain people feel attached to relationships. So today I heard that certain people want to be part of groups, right? Part of groups. I need to be part of this group. I need to be recognized by that group. I need to be asked to dinner to be with this person or that person or this person or that person. I strongly suggest you find out, why do you need that so desperately? I'm not talking about business. I'm not talking about you need to meet this person so you can talk to the next person, so on and so forth. And, all of that. What I'm talking about is the necessity that sometimes the pressure that we put on ourselves and the desire to be part of groups and cliques and this and that, and the lack of faith that you can do what you dream of without having all of those applauses, without having all of those folks who are really not cheering on for you. Okay. So what's a bad day? Are you famous? Can I have a shout out? I'm not famous. Who are you? Who we're giving a shout out to? Just tell us a little bit more about you. My team takes care of all of that. No, I'm not famous. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the good times. So I'll tell you this. I was in a psych unit one time. And I was with this very young woman in comparison to me. I was in my 40s. And I'm like trying to figure all of this out. I've never been in one. Why am I here? That kind of stuff. Later on, 4 years later on, they find out that I have a brain injury. But by then you've like gone through everything you can imagine, like the breakdown. I can't read. I can't, like my motor skills are all over the place and so on and so forth. And you got to find yourself again, but you're not the same person you used to be. And I don't want to be the same person I used to be. A lot of people say to me, but I do. And I honor and I respect that. I don't want to be the same person I used to be. I want to be the person that I was able to find my way to, the real me, the one that's inside, right? So we have certain things that are core. I don't like injustice. I find that, people who badmouth one another, behind each other's backs, they pull each other's hair, and then they're kissy. I don't trust none of that crap. I'm like, no, thank you. But I was I shared a room with this young woman, and she said, and I'm nervous, it's the first time I'm in a psych unit and doors are closing and I don't understand, and so on and so forth. And she said, oh, it's okay. I just come here for respite. And I said, what? She said, yeah, is the only time my mind and my body get to rest. I come here for respite. I'll never forget her face. She was much younger than I. She was a mother. And I could not understand what she meant because I couldn't wait to get out. I didn't understand why I was there, none of those things. And later on, as I walked through my journey, I realized what she meant. She didn't have anywhere else to go where she could be heard, where she could be at peace. We did have a window in our room and she would look out the window. I couldn't sleep at night, but she was able to sleep. And I'll never forget her because she would say to me, I come here for respite every, 8, 9 months, once a year, twice a year. I have a crisis, and this is where I feel like I re energize my batteries. And I thought, wow, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't know what I want to do, but I definitely don't want to do that. But through the years, I started learning what she meant by respite. But she found it in a psych unit, which to me was incredible. It was incredible. So the happy times. So I had a pretty good life, in the natural. When you looked at it, you were like, well, she has a career, she's done really good things, la 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 la, in my imperfection. But I was stripped from all of that completely. My mother was taking care of me, bathing, the whole 9 yards. I was not the same person that I knew. In the mirror, I didn't look the same. I didn't feel the same. I didn't have control over, not even walking from one side of the room to another. I couldn't be a wife like I knew how to be a wife, a sister, a mother, a grandmother. I already had a grandchild. So I didn't want any of that. So for me, what carried me painfully were those memories. They were vivid. And I thought to myself, how can I be good to these people who love me so much, who I'm designed to love, who I love dearly, if I can't function? It was the first time in my life that I find myself with the question is, how can I be if I can't function? Because since I was a little girl, if I saw injustice, I was going to do something about it. Every job that I've had in my life has been about, how do we break a barrier? How do we break a barrier? How do we do this through advocacy, through policy, through activism, through, political movement, to supporting those who are doing, great work. This time I didn't have that. I didn't have that. There is a lot of information out there. And so right now, I want to thank the tribe that supports me. I want to thank the brothers and sisters who trust me when I go out there on Sundays or they call me, so on and so forth. I want to say congratulations to Jason, who got a new spot, who's starting all over again. This is why the light comes on for me. This is when I really see the beauty of the work that we do. So that's it. When people ask me about depression, I always say to them, depression is different for everybody. There's some people who can't even get out of bed or take a shower. That was me. There are some people who can function at a certain level and then come home and that's it. They can't do anything else. There are some people who have a low grade of depression and it's like a cloud. I think you guys probably have seen one of those commercials that the cloud follows them around. So it's different for everybody. So the question for me was, how did the good times carry me through the difficult times? Well, for me, the most important thing was, how do I serve my family? How am I helpful to my family? And I did have lots of good memories, lots and lots of good memories, but those were painful to me because I felt like I could never get those again. So I would say to my husband, when am I going to wear my business suit again? Do you ever think, because I used to go to court with clients as an activist, as an advocate, so on and so forth. And he would try to console me and say, soon, babe, soon. Right now, I don't care for a business suit. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, and I do have a business suit and I wear it, and I need to wear it, but it's no longer the cloth item that identified me as Lydia. Most of you know me as Lilly. So when we find ourselves holding on to those good times for the ride, for the bad times, is how do we do that? Who's around you to remind you about how great you are, or how meaningful you are, or how beautiful you are, or how significant you are to them? So I was recently speaking to my husband, and I decided to go and do some home care. I had to find my way. And so I had to like take my resume and take out everything that I had done before, because nobody would, give me a job, because I couldn't function in the same way I used to function. So I met this woman, powerful, powerful woman. We'll call her Miss C. And she's passed on. And I thought I was there to take care of her. And the truth is, she took care of me. She would say things to me like, baby, I don't know what happened to you in your life, but you better pick up your head. And not for a second did I dare to tell her what had happened in my life, because it was even hard for me to figure out what happened in my life. So I take you to this. So I hope that you are making notes through your life of what are the wonderful things that you not have. Recently, we've had several health scares, right? And they didn't scare me as bad as being in crisis with my mental health. Not as scary. And I spoke to a friend, and they're like, how can you not be scared about this? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like I've gone through bigger. And this time I own my brain, and I can make informed decisions. And there was a time I couldn't do that. So those good times that most would have identified as bad times are the ones that carried me through this crisis that we just had. We just had a loved one who I adore, and we had to have these tests done. And this was after mine. And I was at peace. And the tests came back as we were praying for. And I thought, thank you, God. That's my belief. Thank you, God. Another reminder of how beautiful this can be for us. However, for a lot of people, they don't have the opportunity to do that. They do not have the opportunity to make account of the beautiful things that can happen in their lives. So today we were having a conversation with a friend of ours who knows a lot about early childhood. And the question is, how do we get parents to see how beautiful their children are without all of the, all the bling bling, right? And because at such a young age, there's a lot of bling bling going around, right? A lot of jewelry, a lot of expensive sneakers, a lot of this, a lot of that, and the pressure that's putting on the kids. And we're talking about 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. And so I came from a place of thinking, why is that so important to those parents that their children have that? See, I want to go to that place of compassion that says there is a reason why people are making these decisions. What could that be? What could that be? And I remember a time where I would say, I want my daughter to have, I'm blessed with 2 children of my marriage and 1 biological daughter. I want my daughter to have everything I didn't have. As I grew older, I understood that that might not have been the best choice. What I did want her to have was a good education, but it might not look the way that I thought. The reason why I tell you this is because there are so many messages coming left and right, 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 left and right. What should I do? What's the best parent? What's the group that I should be in? Where should I take my child? And we're like this all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. What should I do? What should I do next? What are the good times? What memories can I'm looking at both of our screens. What memories can I leave my grandchildren with or my child with that will make a difference for them in their lives? Well, the only thing I can think about is time. Time. The best memories I have is the time that I spend with my family. The family that God gave me, and then the family that I've earned through the years. Friends. People in our community of faith. And I tell you this because it is so hard when you are having a difficult time to say, well, what good times are you talking about? I'm about to lose my house, Lily. I had to leave the place that I lived. I lost my job. I da 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 da. And I remember being that person. Da 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 da. There was nothing that looked beautiful to me. And then I learned how to journal. And that was really, really, really hard, especially when your hands are doing this, to find out what in my journey made me happy. So I'm going to invite you today in this conversation that's halfway done. What memories do you have? What gets you through the hard times? And do you have, or are you creating that magical basket that's going to help you get through hard times? Well, I don't know what I need. Let's start with the list. To me, the smell of roses in my grandmother's garden, her smile, instant for me is a good memory. My mother's protection for us, instant for me. Instant. It happens for me instantly. A hug from a brother or sister who met me and who's trusting me with a very, very, very delicate situation immediately. What do you have? And here's how you start thinking about how you're going to take these $50 home, right? What do you have in your basket that will help you? So you're packing. Think of yourself as packing. What do you have? What do you have that could help you go through a hard time? So the easy one that I heard the other day is like, okay, Lily, if the storm was coming, I would prepare with food. Start there. Start there. What would you put it together? Well, cans, milk. Okay, is milk gonna spoil? No, because I'll buy the powder milk. Okay. So we started talking about how would you do that, and it was a lot easier for this person to think about a crisis of that nature because it was tangible for them. Era mucho más fácil pensar que iba a pasar, que iba a pasar en sus vidas si no había comida, right? So you start thinking about what is important to you. So here we have some comments, which I think are so great that you guys are interacting. I want to be very honest with you. If you're looking for a place to blast other people and do all that stuff, it's not my show. Daily phone calls from my son. Oh, bravo. Bravo, bravo, bravo. See, there's a great example of something that makes Kathleen St. Hours, who was our guest last week, and I did mention her book. What makes you happy? What's in that basket? Is it the sound of something? Is it the smell of something? I don't even think I drink coffee because I like coffee. Isn't that crazy? I have a psychological reason to drink coffee. Right? So if you ask me, I love coffee. I do. I love coffee. I can have coffee anytime. I love coffee. There's something about holding the cup. Um, there is something about feeling the warmth. There is something about sharing time with someone. There is something about being outside or inside and having space for my mind. Those are happy moments for me. When my grandmother went to be with the higher power, I believe, my mother had all of her jewelry, which was actually not expensive jewelry at all, in a box. And I looked at it and I said, she looked at me and I looked at her and she said, "Do you want it?" And I said, "I would love it." She's like, "Well, it makes sense because you're just like your grandma. You're just like abuela. You need to have your earrings. You will never find me without earrings." I get up in the morning and I like needing some earrings. But what I did was I was able to find something on Pinterest and I have this little heart and this little thing. And I have some of her jewelry that's put in there. So every time I look at it, I remember my abuela. So those things make me happy. The art that you see in the back, the things that we have been able to survive. So when the crisis came this time, I had a basket. I had a basket. But at the time, cuando la crisis sucedió, I didn't have a basket. I thought I did, but I didn't. Getsy, I am so glad you're here. I am so glad you're here. And I'll tell you what. Getsy, can I read something you posted on Facebook, but at least summarize it as your answer of why you work so hard, pay so much money as a parent to have your girls play volleyball? You have to give me the permission to do that, although you put it on Facebook. Ketsy's in Puerto Rico. Ketsy happens to be my youngest cousin, la bebé de abuela. She's a baby of the house. And that's how I always see her. I don't care how old she is. But I want to read to you. It's actually on my phone, but I'm going to summarize it. Is that okay, Ketsy? So someone says to my cousin Ketsy, why do you do this? Right? And I know that I'd be surprised if you guys do not agree with me. So let me see if I can open this. So I'm so glad you're here, Ketsy. That's her. Oh no. That's her. My mother just sent it to me. I asked her to send it to me before. Oh, Ketsy, can you send it to me? Because your answer was incredible. And the reason why I say this to you is because, on shows we can rush, we can do all of these things, we can, have a lot of fun, which we will. New shows are coming up, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But Ketsy is a mom who's running all of the time. All of the time. She has 2 girls, both of them play volleyball, and they do very, 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 very well. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to have a full-time job, do well by your children, spend time with your children, and also be at every game there is. so on and so forth. But here I can't find it, Ketsy, but here I'm going to summarize it unless you are able to send it to me. So what Ketsy answers this person, and this, I don't think this person meant it in any other way. Like, you're making a lot of sacrifices here, but she talks about, I'm not buying, I am not buying all of this for my daughters. What I'm buying is opportunities, allowing them to be part of community, teaching them that there will be disappointment, teaching them that life comes with challenges, having them live in many communities, having opportunities. And I thought her answer was amazing. Amazing, because people were focused on the money, which is a lot of money, trust me, which is a lot of money. But in my case, listening to her was incredible, because her answer was, listen to what my daughters are able to get, okay, are able to get from playing volleyball. So although this person was focused on whatever the cost of it may be, Ketsy was focused on the value of those opportunities for her children, for her two daughters. I don't know about you, but I think that was a fabulous, fabulous answer. Fabulous answer to teach someone and say, you know what, this is really about what it offers my daughters. The opportunities, the investment, and what they're learning. It was just amazing. It just made me cry. So for all of you, think about that. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? What's your investment? What's going on? And why do you do the things that you do? And it was so easy to hear that. But I was so proud to be her cousin. So gracias, Angelica. Thank you, Ketsy, for teaching us a lesson. Wanda Ellis, thank you for having that conversation with us. That's, I can't even explain it. The teaching goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on from all of you, all the time. So here's what I want to bring to you. So for a good example is for Ketsy, what gets her through, I don't want to speak for you, Ketsy, but what gets her through is realizing that although she has to run all over town, and she has to do all of these things to get these kids, to this game and the other game and get out of work and do this and do that, there's the opportunities that she, in the lessons that she has, with allowing her girls to be part of this big sacrifice. So we are getting more comments here, and we're going to show them for you. So, well, hopefully, we're going to show them for you. So Juanita says that for her is the smile of a child makes me happy. So can you put that in your basket? So I always recommend when I work with people individually and they're like, Lilly, I want to work on, this situation. And you talked about some skills. How can I gain them? I always start with a jar, a little box. What do you have that makes you happy? Here's the thing. Do you even know what makes you happy? A lot of people say, my kids. Okay. What about your kids? I'm their mother. They make me happy. What about your kids? You don't always like your kids. Does everybody like their kids all the time? Because I know I don't. So what a beautiful way of thinking about the differences on the sacrifice that are occurring for so many people. So I just want you guys to think about, what are the good times that you're having now? Having time for me at the spa. Listen to what Ketsy's telling us. She would like to be at the spa, people. Nothing wrong with that, Ketsy. Self-care. Self-care. Such a beautiful mom. She definitely is, Kathleen. I agree with you. It's part of the things that I talk about all the time. Self-care. Self-care is very important. So what do you do for you? What makes you happy? What's in your basket of making you happy? What is in your basket to make you happy? Do you know what makes you happy? Okay. Okay. Renovating. Oh my God, this girl's nuts. She loves to renovate. I love to break stuff. Like, take me to a house and let me knock down walls. I'm not allowed to paint in my house, so let's never talk about that. But renovating, yeah. What makes you happy? This is so hard. And a lot of people say to me, well, Lily, while you were in those units, what were you thinking? To be honest with you, I do not have one experience in my 7 stays in any psych unit except for one. And it was not the unit, it was the person, that I thought this person was really meant to be in this psych unit to help others. And it was a nurse that I'll never forget by the name of Karen. I never seen shiny eyeshadow in my life, and she had shiny eyeshadow. She was a white woman with beautiful curly hair, very young, and she would sit with me, help me drink my drink because my hands were doing this, and talk to me. So I will forever be grateful for Karen. Forever be grateful for Karen. Forever be grateful for Miss C. So how do you get those beautiful moments? People are like, okay, come on, Lily, that sounds like a little bit fantasy. Yeah, it did. When I was sick, you couldn't even tell me any of those things. What I had to learn was that I did have a lot in that basket. And I was so afraid that I would never gain any of those things back. And that was the fear. But I got even bigger and more beautiful things. The most miraculous thing that's ever happened in my life is becoming a mother. I cannot compare that feeling since the day that I knew my daughter was going to be born, carrying her, taking care of her, having her go to trainings with me because I was a single mother. Those moments, I can never tell you that there's no experience that, some people say, if you could take an experience away, please don't ever take that one away from me or the memory of it. I love being a mother. Like, I just adored all about it. Her smile, her laughter, her jokes, her, her corrections about, how I was handling life or whatever it was. So there are things that are already in your happy basket. And I remember saying to me, people saying to me, but you have so much. And I was like, you don't understand. I will not be able to give all of those people I love anything. I'm done. I have nothing to offer. Nothing to offer. Look at me. And luckily, my tribe stayed close. My mother fought like hell until they figured out I had a brain injury that was caused at a very early age. And then it just blew up. So, but that didn't stop the many medications, the many, traumas, and not, falling downstairs, having to go to the hospital, the desire of no longer wanting to live, all of those things. That didn't stop any of that because I could not even look at the basket because I was so blessed with such a beautiful basket. So see how it goes on the other side? So I invite all of you, to start thinking about what moments are you having right now that are not replaceable. Are not replaceable. There is nothing like this moment we're having right now. We can't have it in half an hour. It will not repeat itself. Next Sunday will be a different show. Next Sunday will be something else. If we get to Sunday, so on and so forth. So we're 10 minutes away from our time. I want you to bring it out. Let me know. Take those $50 home. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. What's in your basket? What's in your jar? What do you have? What's the bracelet you wear? I have a bracelet that says Lilly. It was given to me by one of the toughest cases I've ever worked on as an advocate, and the family brought it for me, and it's hanging right here in my studio, and I keep it very close because it means a world to me. So, what do you have in the back? I don't know if you all can see. This right here was created by my daughter. These are moments that she found impactful in our journey. And I was very, very touched and excited. And she is not in all of them. She's in a lot of them, but not in all of them. So I keep it. It's a memory of how she saw me and what she was looking at, right? And what she probably still continues to look at. How many of you think we should give Ketsy a prize and see if we can help her get to a spa or something like that? What's in your basket? Does anybody want to tell me what's in their basket? I'm getting a lot of texts from people trying to tell me what's in their basket. So here's the thing. If you think you have nothing in your basket, it is time to start asking your crew. Who is in your crew? Who is in your crew? And you know what? I listened to someone today who I really, really, really like. I attend service, and he leads his service, Pastor Gary. And he's so human, and he talks about his addiction and his struggles, and how he deals with life and the hard times and the this and the that. And I just look at him with, yeah, you're human. I like that about you. I wear my mother's ring to remind me of my mother's love. Oh, Kathleen, you're killing me. You're killing me. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. If you can pick up her book, I am telling you, it's going to really, really surprise you. It's going to really surprise you. You have around 7 or 8 minutes, max 10 minutes, to let me know. You've heard from people, right? You've heard from Kathleen, you've heard from Wanda, you've heard from Getsy. I read to you my summary of what's going on with Getsy and how she answered that question. Let's see. Okay. All right. So, oh, perfect. Perfect. So you guys are going to see it in your screen differently than I will see it in my screen. At least I hope so. So I want to read this to you. To all the parents who dedicate so much time to their children in sports. This friend of mine asked me, why do you spend so much money, time, investing on this training of volleyball? She responds, this is Ketsy, this is the one I was talking about. Well, I have a confession to make. I don't only do this for my daughters to go and get trained and to play. You know what I'm paying for? I pay for my daughters to learn discipline. I pay so they can learn how to take care of their body and their mind I pay for my daughters to work hard and know the sacrifice to work hard and to work in a team. I I pay for my daughters to deal with life, what? Deceptions. There were going to be times that you're going to be disappointment. Disappointment will be in your life, okay? I pay for my daughters to find the way to reach their what? Their goals. I pay for the opportunity for my daughters and her friends to have a life. I pay for moments that make me exhausted, that make them exhausted, but they're not in the streets being challenged by all of those things that others are. That's my paraphrasing. I pay for this beautiful sport to teach them humility, responsibility, commitment, friendship, and how to convey their thoughts, their feelings. Okay? Trying to keep it together here. I just thought when I read this, how proud I am of Ketsi. Because this is one of the best explanations I've ever heard in my entire life. Hi, Danielle. So I hope that all of you are working on that basket. What's in your basket, in your jar? I can tell you right now, I have a couple of things. I have this picture of my uncle, one of my favorite uncles. His name is Carlos. We call him Junior. And this kiss that we're having right here is when I got married for the first time in my grandmother's house. And there he was. I think he looks exactly the same except for the mustache. But that's me. I keep this picture. This little one is 15 now. That's my husband and I in Florida celebrating with her mother and her father and their friends when she turned a year old. Well, if you can't tell by my cheesy face, then you don't know what happiness is, right? She's now 15. So I keep these moments because they do remind me of what I need to put in there and what I've been able to survive, what I've been able to enjoy, what I've been able to receive, offer, what my commitment is, and what do I say no to. Today, I also had an experience where I found myself in a debate with someone I care about very much, but we were looking at the world completely different. When I'm telling you completely different, I am talking about completely different. And it was like they were almost showing anger about how they felt. Like if I didn't agree with them, they were not happy. And so I backed down. And I didn't back down because I thought I could not win the argument. It was because I didn't need to win the argument. Now, the younger me would have stayed in that fight and would have argued and argued and argued and tried to prove my point and tried to prove my point and tried to prove my point. But I care too much about this person to allow that to get in the way. So I hope that you are now making your decision. Oh, hi, Margarita. How are you? Yes, you are late, my darling, but you are always welcome. So I would like you guys to start voting and think about the comments that people made and see which one touched you. Was it Kathleen and her mother's ring? Was it Wanda and the smile of a child? What was it? Was it Ketsi? What makes you smile? What makes you happy? If you can find those things in your life, they might be able to carry you through hard times. Why am I sharing this with you is as I was sitting on the table with, beautiful people that I love, I got a text that said that we have lost one of our girls, not one of my children, one of the girls that I work with. She had unfortunately an overdose, and they don't think that she meant to. So I could have shared it at that moment, but I wasn't willing to take away from what was happening at my kitchen table. And there's nothing I can do for this young woman. I always think everybody's younger than me. But what I do remember of her when she interacted with me and the crew. Oh, Margarita says, I wish I could call my mom. Can we give her some love? Can we show her some love? She's missing her mommy. She wishes she can call her mom. Can we show her some love? Let her know that we hear her, that we see her. So you guys start voting. And the reason why I tell you this is because this is a person that I work with closely. We talked about, her struggle. Many times we talked about the way she felt when she went to certain places and the way that she was treated. We talked about what kept her in gear. And she one time said to me, you don't come out here enough. I wish I could see you more often. And we did have a date plan in the next 2 weeks. Unfortunately, that date will not happen the way that we planned it. So I pray for her and her family, who I will probably have a conversation with tomorrow, who are the people that, made sure I knew. Because she did have this amazing family. So I just want you all to think that, none of us have guarantees in life, right? But we do have the opportunity to use our time wisely, whatever that means to you. If that means dancing with your granddaughter, like I do with both of my granddaughters, it always makes me happy. With the little one who says, Ani Yankee, which means Daddy Yankee. Or she says, Ano Tonon, which is Olga Tañón. Or my oldest granddaughter who's teaching me about music all the time. And both I dance with, and both I celebrate with, and both I get to see either in pictures or hear their voices almost every day. So that's in my jar. So it is now time to vote. Is it going to be Ketsi? Is it going to be Kathleen? Is it going to be Wanda? So we are a community here. Who is taking those $50 home? Who is taking them home? Come on. Come on. It's time to vote. Let's get it together. It is time to vote. This is how this community does it here. It is time to vote. Tell us, are you showing Margie some love, some Margarita some love? She needs your love. She needs all the love in the world. She's missing her mommy, and her mommy has passed on to higher heaven. Are we showing her some love? I think it's very important for us as a community to show love. So for all of you who are interested in having that conversation that we talked about with Kathleen Sandors, who is the author of the book on that conversation. I do not like to do more than 15 people. I think it's unfair because people can't like really interact if we do more than that. So if you want to sign up for that, let us know, and I will be happy to organize that. And I know my team will as well. So thank you, Doña Ana. Janica, who we lost. May you rest in peace, sister. May the angels pick you up and take you home. And may we all learn from each other. So please, I have a vote for Ketsi. I have a second vote for Ketsi. Where's everybody else? You got to vote. 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 So how do the happy times carry you through the difficult times? First of all, you got to know what makes you happy. So let's start working on that. Make a list. May it be cooking, maybe having coffee, maybe having more sugar than you're supposed to be having. Maybe wrapping up people. Wrapping up people? Do you wrap up people? No, I don't think so. I'm joking. There is a book or a manual that I just picked up, and we're trying to get her on our show as well. I don't know if I have it here. So, oh, I do. Excuse me for a sec. So I like to give people resources all the time. See the speech thing? It's also part of my brain injury. So here is an amazing journal. So amazing that I couldn't start it myself. So I really need to look at it. It comes from Straight Talk, no sugar added. You will find her on all social media, and she also has a podcast. Fabulous. And so we went to an event that Misotis, our other author, Misotis Santiago's, put together, and we happened to meet this wonderful, wonderful person. And she gave us this as a gift. So look it up. Look at the YouTube channel, the journal. If you are interested, I can ask her for permission because I have to do that first and do some work together on the show. But it's a workbook, and lots of us don't like workbooks because we have to work. So I see some of the voting coming in. Me ayuda al equipo a dejarme saber. Creo que la que está ganando, sharing. This is so much an important topic. Oh, thank you for shining. I'm going to put it up here for you guys. I'm going to try anyway. I think it's very important for all of us to shine together, to know who we are together, apart, and when we are alone. So here's your task for next week. There's some money as usual because we got great people supporting us. What's your definition of forgiveness? I struggle with this for years. Step 1. What's your definition of forgiveness? People are like, oh, I forgive that person. That doesn't mean you condemn what they did to you. So on. That doesn't mean I go and party with them and have coffee with them and blah, 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 blah. I have in some occasions found myself that I can do that. Nina Perez, she's another Puerto Rican woman. She's doing amazing work. And she's going to be invited to the show. You can hear from her, but this was a nice gift that she gave us. I'll ask permission from her and see if she'll let us. But start with that question. What does forgiveness mean to you? So it looks like we are going on Getsy. Oh, Getsy. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with this message. I hope that you are prepared for next Sunday. Prepared. Send me your video. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer. We usually do this. You get $100. What's in your basket of good times to carry your things that are there to carry you through difficult times? I think if we talk more about this, okay, going forward, and we bring in some more authors. So if you have your story and you want to tell it and it's helpful to our community here on Lilly Sin Barreras, I'm more than happy to have you here. You don't have to be an author. You don't have to have a PhD. If you do, congratulations. You don't have to be anything but you, baby, because you are important. All right? You are important. So our winner, according to the voting, is Ketsi Garcia. Dios te bendiga, Ketsi. I love you. We are so you over pride. Please send good vibes, prayers, whatever it is that folks do to our sister's family, because they're going to need it. They're going to desperately need it. We hope that you will consider us the place where you want to be. On Sundays, we do Coffee with Lilly. I do it every morning, Monday through Fridays, where I share something with you. And new things are coming as of September 21st. Celebrate one another. Please celebrate one another. It is so important. You celebrating someone else doesn't take away from your own sunshine. Be your own light. But make sure that if you can put a little bit of light in someone else's life, be the light. And don't forget, as I always tell you, love is a verb. See you all next Sunday or on Café con Lilly or one of the lives that we do. I appreciate your company. Please, please remember, love is a verb. Use it. Use it, use it. Don't abuse it. Use it, use it. Congratulations, Ketsi. Buenas noches. Good night.